Well, it's almost 50 years to the day since we heard these immortal words.
It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
To mark the milestone of Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's touchdown, a new app has been developed which allows you to explore the moon as though you're actually there with the famous astronauts.
So using your phone's camera, the app will transport you to the surface of the moon from wherever you are. It's part of a series of events to mark the half-century anniversary. And for more on this, our resident space expert, astrophysicist Brad Tucker joins us. Brad, I should imagine you're going crazy over this new app, or is this just low tech for you because you've got big telescopes and stuff?
No, look, I think it's kind of fun, right? You're going to see a bunch of people like walking in the street, and at their homes kind of bouncing around. And I think like this is the point, right? As you said, it's a pretty momentous occasion, and it's trying to immerse people more in that environment to really feel what they felt, because it's something that kind of everyone knows about. So I think it's exciting to be able to engage the public in this sort of way.
So if you see people walking around like moon men on the street, this is what they're doing. They're using this app, Brad.
That's right, exactly. It's kind of like going to be the new Pokemon Go, I guess, maybe. I don't know, but we'll see about that.
And it is quite incredible. I mean, the video, of course, isn't the quality that we have today, but it's still amazing to experience what Armstrong and Aldrin would have seen as they looked around.
That's right. I think that's kind of probably the biggest thing is kind of that vastness looking out, right? When they look towards the Earth, essentially every other human that has ever existed in the history of the planet is there. It's just them by themselves out here on the moon. So to try and recreate those environments, I think, shows what they actually went through, but what also future space explorers also might start to feel.
And of course we wonder, don't we, as we get towards the 50th anniversary, are we going back? Should we be going back? Will we go back?
Well, look, and I think we are. NASA really wants to hit the moon by 2024, including sending the first woman to the moon. And I think this is all part of it that, as space becomes more and more accessible, that's not just people going into space, but people being able to interact with it. You can imagine that when people land back on the moon, the vision will be way better. People will be able to see a live stream, essentially, of these people walking around, and there will probably be nothing like it. So I think it's kind of exciting times of what we're able to see with our nearest celestial neighbors, so to speak.
Then we can get our first selfie on the moon. I mean, so many historic moments to come,
right,
Brad.
Exactly.
Turning to other space news now, and space researchers are turning their attention to Saturn next as part of NASA's New Frontiers program. What are they hoping to achieve there or find?
So Saturn's largest moon, Titan, is kind of a water-rich world. In fact, if you add up all the water on Titan, it's actually more than we have here on Earth. It has rivers and lakes. It's kind of this bedding place of what we think actually might have life. We think it's a lot like Earth maybe 3.5 billion years ago. So this new mission, Dragonfly, which is essentially an octocopter, so essentially kind of NASA's drone, will fly around this moon searching for signs of life. And it'll be able to hop around. It'll be able to cover a size of about California in about 2 years to look for those complex portions of life. So not just bacteria, but maybe even something complex that, there could be fish swimming on this world as we speak.
OK. Aussie scientists have made an interesting discovery about some radio burst activity. What do we know, Brad? Is it extraterrestrial contact?
So no, but it was one of the ideas that people threw out a long time ago. Unfortunately, it's never aliens until that one time it's going to be, and everyone's like, wait, what?
And then it's too late.
Exactly, it's too late. So these are bursts of radio light. So it's kind of like if you're in a dark room and someone turns on a torch, really bright light, but in the radio wavelengths. And it's been discovered in Australia since about 2007. And so scientists at CSIRO using the ASCAP, so a big radio telescope array in Western Australia, was able to pinpoint it's actually the birth of what we call a neutron star, a city-sized star that has lots of magnetism, and it's kind of beaming jets of magnetism all throughout space. So again, another big discovery here by Australia showing that we're still playing our part in this field from 50 years ago to today.
Yeah,
very cool.
Terrific,
Brad, very quickly, what will you be doing for the 50th anniversary? Is there a big space party planned?
So we have lots planned in Canberra. It'll be a 3-day festival where we have some astronauts and other people from NASA coming because, we have the involvement of parks and also Honeysuckle Creek down the road, which actually transmitted those first images that people are going to see.
Yeah,
very
of course.
cool.
It is brilliant.
Thank
Good
you
on you,
very
Brad.
much,
Thank
Brad.
you.
Fascinating as always.